Oh man, grab your matcha latte and settle into the corner booth with me, because asterisk Sword of the Demon Hunter Kijin Gentōshō asterisk episode 23 Apple Candy Heavenly Maiden Part 1 just dropped like a forbidden fruit straight into the heart of Vido's misty underbelly, and it's got the pulse-pounding mix of sword clashing fury and soul-twisting melancholy that's been brewing since Jinta first swung his blade against the night. Picture this. The air's thick with the scent of rain-soaked cherry blossoms and distant temple incense, the kind that clings to your hero like a ghost whisper. We're deep in the tail end of this 24-episode odyssey, and the stakes. They're not just high, they're stratospheric, baby, with Jinta's immortal kiss of a lifespan hurtling him toward a convergence of past sins and future reckonings that could shatter the veil between worlds. Our boy Jinta, you know, the brooding demon slayer with eyes like storm clouds and a sword that's seen more blood than a battlefield surgeon, kicks things off in a rare moment of downtime that's about as relaxing as juggling kunai. He's holed up in a ranchical inn on the outskirts of Kyoto, the kind with creaky fusion screens that let in slivers of moonlight like they're spying on you. Enter Aketsu, that sly fox of an informant with her fan-fluttering secrets and a grin sharper than a tanto, dropping a bombshell over cups of lukewarm sake, whispers of a heavenly maiden haunting the apple orchards up north, luring wanderers with confections that taste like paradise but twist your guts into demon fodder. Jinta's all not my circus, not my monkeys, but we know better, this guy's got a magnet for supernatural BS welded to his soul. Cue the big moments, and holy hell, they hit like a barrage of Oni's fists. Jinta and his ragtag crew shout out to Natsu, the pint-sized powerhouse with her wild hair and wilder temper, whose equal parts adorable sidekick and pint of nitroglycerin, and Mosik, the stoic Ronin whose loyalty runs deeper than the Yodo River trek to these cursed groves where the trees glow with an otherworldly crimson hue. The vibe shifts from folksy travelogue to nightmare fuel in our heartbeat, fog rolls in like a living thing, apples dangle like ruby temptations, and suddenly, the Heavenly Maiden materializes. She's a vision straight out of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fever dream, porcelain skin, flowing kimono the color of bruised twilight, and eyes that sparkle with innocent malice. Voiced with a ethereal lilt by Sayori Hayami because of course it is, she offers Jinta a single, glistening apple candy on a stick, cooing about lost loves and eternal youth. It's seductive, sinister, and it's the setup for the episode's gut punch revelation. This ain't no random yokai snack, she's tied to Jinta's ancient pact with a time-jumping demon from episode 1, the one who cursed him with 170 years of grudging immortality. One bite, and flashbacks flood in echoes of Sujin's tragic smile, the fall of Kadona village, the weight of every demon he's felt crashing down like a tidal wave. The action erupts in a whirlwind of slashes and sorcery that have me white-knuckling my phone. Natsu charges in with her dual wakizashi, sparks flying as she clashes with the maiden's illusory minions, these spectral apple spirits that phase through seal like smoke, forcing our heroes to fight not just with blades but with wits. Mosik pulls off this badass pivot, using his chain sickle to lasso a branch and swing like a deranged Tarzan, yanking Jinta out of a candy-coated trap that would have turned him into a human lollipop. And Jinta? Oh, he unleashes move the Jintōshō, his demon-forged sword technique that rips through the veil, revealing the maiden's true form, a fractured goddess woven from forgotten Edo folktales, her sweetness masking centuries of betrayed worshippers turned to ash. The cliffhanger? She vanishes in a swirl of petal confetti, whispering a prophecy that ties directly to the finale, the apple's core holds your end, hunter, or your beginning. Fade to black on Jinta's haunted stare, rain pattering like accusatory fingers. The overall vibe? It's electric poetry cocktail of high-stakes folklore horror, heartfelt bromance, and that signature Kijin ache of what if the monsters are just as stressed and pretty less. It's got you leaning forward, heart hammering, wondering if redemption's just another pleasantry. Alright, let's geek out on the visuals, because if episode 23 proves anything, it's that Yokohama Animation Lab under the steady hand of director Kazuya Ayer knows how to make Edo-era shadows dance like they're auditioning for a kabuki tragedy. The art style here leans into that lush, painterly aesthetic pulled straight from Moto Nakanishi's light novel. Think intricate woodblock prints come to life, with bold inclined characters against watercolor backdrops that bleed emotion. The apple orchards? Chef's kiss. They're rendered with this hypnotic depth, leaves rustling in hyper-detailed 2D layers that catch the dappled sunlight like actual stained glass, turning mundane fruit into omens of doom. In the Heavenly Maiden's design? Gorgeous overload, her kimono flows with fluid sakura patterns that morph into thorny vines mid-fight, a subtle nod to Tamaki's novel illustrations. The color palette pops too, those crimson apples against the cool indigos of nightfall create this visceral contrast that makes every frame feel alive, pulsing with a kind of moody elegance that had me pausing just to soak it in. Ayura's direction shines in the quieter beach Jinta's reflective close-ups, where the camera lingers on the faint scars crisscrossing his face, lit by lantern glow that etches regret into every wrinkle. It's intimate, it's immersive, and damn if it doesn't make you feel the weight of his endless years. But let's keep it real and kind, because hey, we're all just fans chasing that perfect sakuga high. The animation isn't flawless, and episode 23 stumbles a tad in the chaos of the climax. Those spectral apple spirits. Their phasing effects are cool in concept, ethereal dissolves that echo classic yokai flicks like Natsu's Book of Friends but the execution gets a bit budget constrained, with some frames relying on static overlays instead of full fluid motion. It works for the horror vibe, sure, but during Natsu's whirlwind combo, you can spot the seams, a slight stutter in her dash, like the software hiccup mid-render. And word on the official wires from the production delay announcements is that episode 23 got pushed back a week for polishing, which explains the rough edges around most exchange work. It's dynamic, but occasionally feels like it's fighting the frame rate rather than owning it. No shade, though, Yokohama is a smaller studio punching up of their weight, and compared to the buttery sword trails in Jinta's Gentōshō unleash that slow-mo arc where the blade ignites with ethereal blue fire. Asterisk Mew. Asterisk, these are minor nicks on an otherwise razor-sharp katana. Overall, it's a visual feast that prioritizes atmosphere over bombast, and in a series this lore-heavy, there's the smart play it lets the story's heart bleed through the brushstrokes. Phew, wiping the metaphorical sweat and maybe a tear from my brow after that rollercoaster episode 23 leaves you buzzing like you've chugged too much shumeshu, equal parts exhilarated and existential. Asterisk Sword of the Demon Hunter Asterisk has been my cozy cafe obsession since day one, the rare blend of historical grit and supernatural witness that sneaks up on you like a ninja in the fog. What's got me utterly obsessed? Jinta himself, this very immortal whose equal parts Baku Yakuchiki stoicism and guts level torment, carrying the series on his scarred shoulders while dropping lines like demons don't use their chains, we forged them ourselves, the tet harder than any slash. The way it weaves Eda folklore into a time-spanning epic, jumping from village massacres to modern echoes without losing thread. Genius. And episode 23 amps it up, teasing that Apple Core prophecy is the key to unlocking Jinta's full Okuza absolution, or just another loop in his cursed timeline. I'm crossing every finger and toe for the finale to deliver. No cop-out villain monologues, please, but a gut-wrenching payoff where Susan's ghost gets a do, Natsu levels up beyond comic relief, and maybe Asterisk, just maybe Asterisk, Jinta finds a sliver of peace that doesn't taste like candy-coated lies. If it sticks the landing, this could be 2025 sleeper hit, the kind we quote at cons for years. Until next week, fellow otaku, keep your blade sharp and your heart open because in Asterisk Kijin Gentōshō Asterisk S world, the sweetest fruits hide the sharpest seeds. What's your take? Spill in the replies and bind the next round.